So the banks are making money from you, so what you need to do is learn how to make money from the banks. Everyone probably theoretically knows that the banks, they print money and they create monetary policy in line with the central banks, but the banks and the central banks, they could literally just go, we're in 300 billion or $3 trillion of debt, whichever country that we're in, and we don't really want to pay this back, so we'll just print another $1 trillion. So they're paying off their debt and you end up getting penalized. You essentially get taxed through the way the money system works, and it's the middle class are the ones that are getting absolutely destroyed through this. And it's starting to become the opposite now. I have a bunch of real estate now, and we've got a decent amount of bank debt. So with that, every time that the banks print money, or central banks, they're effectively paying off the mortgage for me. Whereas if I had savings, like most people do, every time the banks print money, they're stealing from your savings, and this is effectively what they're doing to the middle class. So for example, if I keep a small amount of money in the bank, I've got maybe 50 grand or so, depending on if we're in between a deal, and the rest is in assets like property, working capital, a little bit of crypto, and our businesses. So if I said to you, give me your money and I'll get all the profit, you'll get 2%. With inflation, it's net minus 3%, and that's kind of what the banks do. So now if you're middle class or lower class, you're slowly getting the value of your time and energy eroded in the form of inflation. Yet everybody thinks that it's the upper middle class's fault that they're getting screwed, and that's kind of how the system works.